Hey, boys and girls. Today is Thursday, March 26th, and today is actually going to be our last day of Math Google Classroom for a few days, okay? So today we're going to do Module 7, Lesson 9, and as I told you guys before when we left, we thought that this was going to be the last school day that we were going to do math lessons this way, and then it was going to we were going to go on spring break, and then we were supposed to come back to school. So now we know we're not coming back to school for a little bit longer. So we are going to continue to do lessons like this, but I have to figure out if this is going to be the best way for us to do math lessons. So for now, after you do today's lesson, you're done for a little bit until your parents get an email from me, okay? All right, so I hope though that you will continue to get that choice board. My daughters, after today, they've done one each day, and I think since we're not going on vacation anymore, anyway, since we're staying here, I think we're going to go ahead and just finish the choice board because there were 12 things to do, and so we still have 3 more things. I think we're just going to go ahead and finish it up and be done. But your math you'll be caught up on if you've done all 9 lessons in your workbook and if you've followed along with me in the videos and played some of the games, okay? But I still think it would be a great idea for you to check in especially if you're not going on vacation and if you're going to be home anyway, and maybe your parents are still having to work. I think it would be a great idea if you still got on extra math, if you still did maybe some Wowzers or some Study Island or some Prodigy. You all love Prodigy, or played some of the games. I'm trying to make a little section in our Math Google Classroom called Games, and all the games that we've been playing, I'm trying to just link them all right there, so there'll be a whole big list of games for you to choose from. Okay, all right, well, let's go ahead and get started today. Today, you're going to need some coins again if you want to follow along with me, and you're going to need some paper and a pencil. And actually, you're probably going to need about 3 or 4 sheets of paper. Don't worry, it doesn't matter if it has something on the other side. Use it up. Use the back. It can be blank, it can have lines, doesn't matter. So go get those things and pause me and then come back. Okay. Well, today, the first thing we're going to do, remember the decomposition tree we did the other day? We're going to do another one of those. But we don't need that sheet. Rather than have to waste time and printer ink to print the sheet, we can make the sheet. Just need a blank piece of paper. So here's my piece of paper. And like I said, it could have something on the other side. Maybe it was in your recycling bin. It really doesn't matter because you only need to be able to write on one side anyway, and you're not saving it. So I wrote decomposition tree at the top of mine, and I wrote 75 cents, and then it looks like a big arrow because what I'm going to do is I'm going to write one way to make 75 cents on this side, and then the remainder that I would need to make 75 cents on this side. So first thing I'm going to write is I could have 70 cents and 5 cents. There's one way. I could have 3 quarters, because 3 quarters is 25, 50, 75, and then nothing else. Nothing. No coins. I could have, maybe I could draw it even. I could do, what if I had 6 dimes, and they'll know it's a dime because I'm going to write 10 inside each one. And then the other part of that would be to make 75, so I'd have 6 dimes, that's 60. So I would need another 15 cents on this side. So what if this here was 5, 10, 15 of nickels? Okay, there's lots of ways to do this. I want you to set a timer for 90 seconds and pause me and do this. Okay, so now we're back. You should have a whole sheet, a whole bunch of different ways to make 75 cents. All right, that was a good warm-up. Next, we're going to do an application problem. Okay, get my next sheet up here. So this is where you would need another piece of paper. Now, I've already written the problem on here. You don't need to write the problem down. You're just going to write down the work that you do to solve it, okay? Otherwise, you'd be here copying this problem down for 10 minutes. All right, so you just should have a blank piece of paper. I've got the problem written on mine so we can keep looking at it. And if Clark is watching, he'll be excited because he gets to be in this one. Clark has 3 $10 bills. I'm going to underline important parts here. And 6 $5 bills. He has 2 more $10 bills and 2 more $5 bills than Shannon. How much money does Shannon have? So that's the actual question we're trying to figure out. How much money does Shannon have? It's not even asking me how much money Clark has. He wants to know how much Shannon has. But we're going to have to figure out how much money Clark has in order to figure out how much money Shannon has. So let's start by drawing out what Clark has. So I'm going to write, and this is where you start writing, okay? You haven't written anything yet. You're just writing Clark. And let's draw out what Clark has. So he has 3 $10 bills. And 6 $5 bills. Maybe I'll do them right here. I don't know why I'm drawing the $5 bills smaller. The bills are always the same size.
Mom, is this
But
healthy?
okay, that's a very good snack. Okay, so Clark has 3 $10 bills. Yep, 1, 2, 3, and 6 $5 bills. Yep, okay. He has 2 more $10 bills and 2 more $5 bills than Shannon. So Shannon, if we want to figure out how much Shannon has, I guess let's see here. Clark has, let's figure out how much money this is. Clark has 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So Clark, he has $60. Okay. So if we want to think about it as a tape diagram, here's Clark. He's got 60. And I'm going to know that it's Clark's tape diagram because he's here. Shannon, she doesn't have as much as Clark. She's less. She has 2 $10 bills less and 2 $10 bill and 2 $5 bills less. So 2 10s would be 10, 20, and 2 5s would be 5, 10, and 20 plus 10 would be 30. So Shannon's, this is the part that she has less than Clark. So actually what I also might do, I wanted to show you that tape diagram, but I also might just try to draw out Shannon's. If he has 2 more $10 bills than her, then I could cover up and I can see that Shannon, oh, she only has 1 $10 bill. And if he has 2 more $5 bills than her, then she only has 4 $5 bills. So 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So Shannon does have $30. And we kind of saw that on the tape diagram because this was going to be 30. And then this was the part that she didn't have, that Clark does have. Okay, so to answer the question in a sentence like we need to do, how much money does Shannon have? Shannon has $30. Okay, so that was another application problem. But now we're going to move on to problem 2. And this is where you're going to need your coins. Problem 2, and I'm going to flip my camera over because I've got some change over here on some mats. So on this first mat here, you can see that I have on this first mat a dime and 5 pennies. So that would be 10 cents, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now over here on this mat, I have 3 nickels. So that would be 5, 10, 15. Oh, they both equal 15. So look at that. Let me see if I can make this big enough. There you go. This is 2 different ways to show 15 cents. There's just a different arrangement of coins and different coins here. So we've got, in one of my examples, I've got a dime and pennies, and then the other one I've got nickels, but they're both equal to 15 cents. So I have the same amount of money here on both mats. All right. So now, what I'm going to have you do to practice this is, I want you to make me, on a mat, 28 cents, any combination of coins that you want, count it up and make sure it says 28. Pause me and then play me once you have your 28 cents. Okay, let's find out some of the different combinations that you use to make 28 cents. All right, did anybody use 1 quarter and 3 pennies? That would make 28 cents. Did anybody do 2 dimes and 8 pennies? That would make 28 cents. Did anybody do 4 nickels and 8 pennies? That would make 28 cents. Okay, mix up your coins. Use your coins now, and I want you to make 18 cents. Pause me until you have it. All right, you got 18 cents. How did you do it? Did anybody do 1 dime, 1 nickel, and 3 pennies? Did anybody do 18 pennies? Did anybody do 3 nickels and 3 pennies? There are so many different ways you can do this, boys and girls. So what we're going to be trying to do today is we're going to be trying to show amounts of money using different coin combinations. So here is the next problem that we're going to work on. And for this, we're going to draw it. We're going to draw it on a paper and pencil. So get a new piece of paper or a new space. Okay. You do not need to write this problem down. I have it. You're just going to do the work on the blank piece of paper, okay? Tony gets 83 cents change back from the cashier at the corner store. What coins might Tony have received? You know, like when the cashier says, "Here you go, here's your change." What coins might he have gotten in that change? 83 cents. So let's think about some different coin combinations. 83 cents. Let's pretend that the cashier was using quarters, and let's see how many quarters we can put in here. So if we do 1 quarter, that's 25 cents. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep I kind of want to keep a total of how much money I've got. So 25, because if I draw another quarter, and that's 25 more cents, I need to be able to remember that 2 quarters is 50 cents. So maybe up above it, I'm going to say, okay, so 25, 50. Do I have enough room? 1 more quarter would be 75. Yep, I could still do another quarter. Now, if I put another quarter on here, that's going to be 100 cents. That's too much change. So the most quarters he could have gotten back would be 3. So 75. If I try to do a dime, I have to think up 10 more from 75, which would be 85. That's too much money. So what about a nickel? So I'm at 75. A nickel is worth 5 cents. And then that would give me 80. Okay, and then, I'm trying to get to 83. So now I can count it by ones. So I can do a penny, 1. That would give me 81 cents. Another penny. That would give me 82 cents. And then another penny would give me 83 cents. 25, 50, 75, 80, 81, 82, 83. So this could be one way that Tony's change came back to him. But I wonder, what if the cashier had looked in the drawer and said, oh, I'm all out of quarters. The cashier could still give change. It would just look differently. We couldn't use quarters then. Maybe we could do some dimes. Maybe we could go 10. And then this would be 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. And now I got to count by ones because if I do another dime, that's 90. That's too much. So switch over to pennies. 81, 82, 83. Okay, so there is another way that he could have gotten his change. So basically, there are so many different ways that the change could look because we have all these combinations of ones and fives and tens and 25s, all those coins in our cash register. The final problem I was going to show you is this one here. And this one asks you at the very end, it's going to ask you to write a little explanation down. Okay. So this one is Carla. We don't have a Carla in our class. So anyway, Carla has 4 dimes, 1 quarter, and 2 nickels to spend at the snack stand. Peyton, we have a Peyton in our class. It's spelled differently than this Peyton, but we do have a Peyton. Peyton has 3 coins. Oh, this is a boy Peyton, never mind. But he has the same amount of money to spend. Okay, so let's think. Carla has 4 dimes, 1 quarter, and 2 nickels. And Peyton has the same amount of money, but it's in 3 coins. What coins must Peyton have, and how do you know? Oh, this is a good one. These are like puzzles here. Okay, let's figure out how much money Carla has, first of all. Let's draw Carla's out. So this is where you start writing on your paper, boys and girls. Carla has 4 dimes, 1 quarter. If I'm drawing too fast, you just pause. And 2 nickels. Okay, so this is what Carla has. And I told you, I don't always start at wherever my coins are. I like to start with the biggest coins. I like to do my quarters first. It's just easier for me to count up by 10s and 5s and not as easy to count up 25 after I've already started counting by 10s. Because you could go 10, 20, 30, 40, but then you got to count up 25 from 40. So you might want to just go 25, and then you might want to go 35, 45, 55, 65, 70, 75. Aha. Another option for counting this, some people like to get to even 10. So they might go 25, 30, then they might go 40, 50, 60, 70, 75. But then you have to remember what you've counted and what you haven't. So you'd have to put a dot in there. So whatever works for you. We've got 75 cents is what Carla has. Now, Peyton has 3 coins. He has 3 coins, but he has the same amount of money. What coins must Peyton have? Well, this is kind of one of those things where you could think about it. Can it be pennies? No, because if this was a penny, then you'd have to have two coins that can make 75 cents, and there's no two coins that you can put together to make 75 cents. Could one of these be a nickel? Well, if one of these was a nickel and it was 5, the other two coins would have to be 70 cents, and there's no such thing. So after you've tried this, you could even try some of these with your own coins to move it around, and you're going to find that all three of these coins must be quarters, 25, 25, and 25. But how can we explain it? How do you know? What coins must Peyton have? Peyton must have 3 quarters. I know, remember, how do you know? I know this because, and this is where you would go in to explain how you know that that's all it can possibly be. It has to be that. Because to equal 75 cents, if any of these was anything but a quarter, you wouldn't be able to get to 75 cents. Because if you made that be a penny, and 25 and 25, that would be 51. And we haven't really talked about any coins bigger than a quarter, so it has to be. If you made one of these be a nickel, again, you couldn't do it, 25, 25. We've got to be able to get to 75 cents. So you've got to be able to think about how can you convince somebody that you know this is it, this is the only way. All right, boys and girls, today you have 2 pages of a problem set. I'm going to go ahead and put a Google Doc in there again for you. And it seems like that maybe you won't even have to submit anything if you can use the device that you're working on, the Chromebook or the laptop, to take the picture. Now, some people I know are using iPads right now, and an iPad, you can certainly do all of this, but I know the iPad is making it trickier, I think, for you to put your picture on that Google Doc. So this is what we're going to figure out between now and when we start back up again with our math lessons, what the best way is for you guys to turn your work into me, because I know right now you're doing it in your workbooks. So we're going to have to look at that and figure out what the best way is. But for now, if you can, use that Google Doc that I stick in this lesson and take your picture on that doc so that way, I don't even think you have to send it to me. I think it automatically then, when you put work on that doc, I've already got it. So I think all you then do is click turn in, but I'm still learning too. So have a great math day and we will be in touch. All right, bye.